This is a one-speaker meeting. Please welcome our speaker tonight, Clancy O.
Come on, I'm not Clancy I. Come on. I can say the F word here. Pacific Group, you can't. Clancy alcoholic. The Pacific Group sent me a letter, says no swearing and please wear a coat and tie or a dress. I wore a dress. I was amazed they asked me to speak there, but that was a couple years ago. Not since, probably not ever again. So I am Clancy, not that one, not the big guy. That 1 year, they know, but you know, he's a big star, and I'm not. I'm celebrity D-list. They go down the list. I brought a ventriloquist doll to a meeting once, and it bombed. I ordered a new Chihuahua ventriloquist. So have me back here. I'll bring a ventriloquist doll. Anything to, so newcomer. I remember the biggest thing when I was a newcomer, boring. AA meetings are boring, man. And so I try to think things that are entertaining. They're not going to listen if I talk about the steps, but if I bring a dummy, man, they're going to go, wow, this is like a Twilight Zone episode. This might actually be fun. It's supposed to be fun. But I think most speakers just browbeat them about the steps and chase them out, but we'll get to all that. So it's Clancy Patrick Ohara, doomed from birth with that name. Clancy Patrick Ohara. I'm Jewish. And actually Irish Catholic, and the doctor just slapped me on the ass and handed me a beer. Said, "You're fucked for life." with that name. So, yeah, I was raised by alcoholic mom, Maggie McGivney. She looked like Cruella DeVille if Cruella DeVille took a hit of acid. Mom was one of those 50s women with a leopard skin dress and just drunk all the time. And a warrior, a Celtic warrior. And she would set us in front of TV. I watched the Howdy Doody show. That's where my obsession with ventriloquist dolls started. If you watch Howdy Doody, I love that show. That weird little puppet. And that's what... If you grew up in this generation, TV raised your ass. I was raised on Cocoa Puffs, Captain Crunch, and Sugar Smacks. Why do they call them Sugar Smacks? And Sugar Pops, the yellow pops that make the milk pee-pee yellow. And that's how you're raised. Alcoholic kids. You sit with the Sugar Smack, and you watch Howdy Doody. And we watched Romper Room. I had a crush on the teacher. Romper Room was kindergarten on TV at home for kids. You guys remember? You remember? No, you're too young. No one in here. You do, because you do. Oh, do you? Yeah, that's it. That's it. The teacher drew a picture of a really depressed bee, and that was the don't be. And then the really happy bee was the do be. So there it is. Be a doobie, not a don't be. Those were the lessons. How do you remember that? So I was raised on TV, and TV tells you need all that stuff. We're raising that. They tell you need stuff. Now you need an iPhone. You need a 50-inch HD TV. Now you need Blu-ray. If I had Blu-ray, I would be happy. And they teach you about rock hard abs. Everyone on TV is the ab rocker. The key to happiness, if you're a guy, is rock hard abs. For a woman, it's rock hard abs. I can't go there. I'm trying to get bigger gigs. I was really vulgar in the early days so now I don't get the big gigs. I get here. But no, I love it. I love it here. This is the best gig. Thank you. Good night. But my friends are going to Europe and they're speaking on the Sober Club Med to people, naked AAs people, and I get Crystal Meth Anonymous on Pico. 10 people with no teeth. It looked like a Stephen King movie, but I'll speak. But Dave knows, the tape guy. I will speak anywhere. I will go anywhere. Yeah, it's just I really love it, and it's an honor. I should be dead. I have 25 years clean and sober. Thanks. January 26, 1984, I have a sobriety date, a home group, the Hermosa Beach Monday night men's stag. 100 creepy guys always hugging me. Is the men's stag, there's a couple guys, Shane and Seth from the men's stag. The guys hug you over there? 'Cause they hug you and they get up on you, man. They just... if you come to our stag, we will love you till you push us off of you. I mean, we'll just hump you. There's love in the rooms. Can you feel the love in here? See me after the meeting. Feel the love. So I go there, but it took me a while to find that I have a home group, a sponsor, a sobriety date. Those are the three things that will keep you rock solid. Get a home group just like a rock, that you're not going to miss your home group. So mine's Monday night, and some nights the Chargers and the Raiders are playing, and it's pouring rain and El Nino, and say, well, maybe sometime in my life I've had a girlfriend, and she'll walk out with wearing the baby doll pajamas, and she has the Domino's pizza, and it's dripping with pizza, right? And she's got and the football game's on, and she says, "Do you really have to go to that men's stag tonight?" You go, "No, hell no." No, but a stand-up guy goes. You go to your home group because you need a rock-solid group. If you like tonight, make this meeting your home group that you'll never miss, because they become your family, and you're never a secret, and they'll love you. And that's what works for me. And I got here a rough way. St. Patrick's Day was my final drink. I was always trying to live up to, I had a big, tough Irish brother, Tony Ohara, ramrod, tough guy. He died from alcoholism when he was 26 years old, and he was my big brother. He always protected me. He was the toughest guy I ever met, and killed him when he's 26. And so on St. Patrick's Day, I was always trying to live up to his name. And I was in Solana Beach and drinking up the storm. And my sister was pushing an outside issue called magic mushrooms in my mouth. And I was driving a white VW Rabbit. And it was like Alice in Wonderland with the mushrooms. And I went into a black hole. And I came out of the black hole in a head-on collision that I was driving down the wrong way of Pacific Coast Highway. And I was a .30 and on mushrooms. No one has ever been this loaded ever. Come and talk to me after the meeting. I'll debate with you who was more loaded. But the cops gave me the drunk test. Anybody take a field sobriety test? Did anybody ever pass one? Did you pass it? I can do all the touching the nose and the alphabet. I can't do the alphabet backwards, though. Who can do that sober? And walk the line. And even though the White Rabbit's a flaming wreckage, he goes, "You're doing good there, Clancy." He says, "Touch your hands in the back of your head." I go, "I can do that." And I touch, clink, clink. Handcuffs. That's a trick. Don't do that. So I was taken to jail in handcuffs, and I had just pleaded guilty a month before to a drunk driving. And so I was screwed. I pleaded guilty, and then I'm in a wreck. And I had a few before. I had one when I was in the Air Force in the dollhouse in San Diego, me and my Mexican friend, Alejandro Lopez. We were like Cheech and Chong. And we were smoking dope, and we went to the Naked Bar in San Diego, the dollhouse. He drove his little truck. And we got really drunk in the dollhouse watching the strippers. And we stumble out in the parking lot. He goes, "Hey, man, can you drive?" And I go, "Sure, I can drive." I had never driven a car in my life. And it was a stick shift. And I'd never driven a car. I had no license. I had no car at all. And I go, "Yeah." He threw me the keys. We didn't make it out of the parking lot. I wrecked 2 cars in the parking lot. I know. I was just always crashing. And so I go to jail, and jail's not fun. In the drunk tank hallucinating, it's not fun. And pants semi-damp. And, not good. And I go to court, and the judge was really angry. If you ever saw the movie Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty, it was like that, because remember the movie, Buck Henry's the angel, and he grabs Warren Beatty before he gets in the wreck in the tunnel. He says, I'm going to give him a break. The angel's going to take him out. And he goes up to heaven, and James Mason's up there as God saying, you blew it. But I was like that in court. It's, heaven can wait. I needed another chance. And my lawyer looked just like Buck Henry, and the judge looked like James Mason. And the judge says, oh, okay, I want you to go to drunk driver school. I want you to go to jail, a weekend jail in San Diego in the drunk tank. If you've ever been in the drunk tank, sober is it's okay if you're drunk in the drunk tank. You're drunk. Everybody's drunk. But if you're sober, you go to do your weekend jail, they put you in the drunk tank with the sailors. And they have those chromium toilets. Who thought of these toilets? Is this demeaning? They're out there like that, and you have to go poop in front of everybody. Are the women's have their own toilets? It's not fair. I couldn't poop for 2 days. I said, I'm not pooping here, man. So I went to jail, and then he says, and I want you to go to 2 AA meetings a week. And I thought, oh, that sounds harsh. I started to ask. My lawyer says, shh, shut up, little Clancy. And the judge heard me. He says, oh, Clancy, how long? Forever. I just thought, forever? That seemed really harsh. So I still have a court card. Okay, I get to AA. Look I'm right there. I don't have much of a drunk-a-log. I would just get my ass beat in bars. I never had relationships unless it was a 300-pound biker chick would beat me with a pool cue. I'd go, oh, that's my girlfriend. I thought that was a relationship. I see the commercials now where the girls in the Silver Bullet Love Train, they're so hot, the twins, the cheerleaders. And I ask newcomer guys, I go, do they look like that now? Because all I got was a 300-pound biker chick beating me with a pool cue. And if she had a twin, I didn't want to meet the other one. So it was messed up. So I go to AA with the court card, and I hated it. I went there, and I saw it was like this. It was TLC. You guys know where TLC is? Yeah. It's just kind of looks like this. Thank you, sir. There's Brad, my buddy. I went to TLC, and they have all these sayings against the wall, and I saw that picture over there in the corner, and I thought, oh, you worship Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. Tell me that doesn't look like Johnny Carson. The guy looks a little like Ed McMahon. And then I saw all the sayings, easy does it, one day at a time. I thought, oh, you're clever bastards, too. Who thought of think? Who thought of this, you clever guys? I was just a smart-ass newcomer with the court card, right? And I hated it. And then they would read chapter 5. And I have the attention span of a Chihuahua dog because of all the sugar smacks and Twinkies and junk food that alcoholic parents raise you on, that stuff. And so I notice they read chapter 5, and then I come to another meeting, they go, chapter 5. I go, oh, I got that one. And it's like the Twilight Zone. They read it every meeting. It's like and then they do happy birthday, like tonight. It's the happy birthday time. They sing happy birthday. So they have one birthday, and it's cool. You go happy. I go, I'm down with it. Then another one. Then we sing the happy birthday song 10 times. I'm like, I hate the happy birthday song. I think it's the Children of the Corn. And so I didn't really get it. I had a bad attitude. There's all kinds of girls over at TLC that are collecting welfare and have babies, and they're kind of chubby, but I got into a relationship right away. Some people date in AA, not the best idea. This is kind of a recessive gene pool. It's kind of like dating in an open air insane asylum. Yeah. Where did you meet your girlfriend? Oh, AA. She's really crazy, but I love her. She's like Storm and Wolverine. There's furniture floating around the room. But it's dangerous because women know this. If you date an AA guy or if a guy dates, if you date a normal girl, you'll be bored. They ruin you for normal people because they're fun. It's crazy. So we have so much in common. Oh, you wet your pants and passed out in a dumpster? Oh, me too. And you just hook up with your AA girlfriend and it's done. So good luck. Good luck. If you're dating here, if you date here long enough, I've been 25, I've just been to the AA Roundup. Every year we take the Torrance Marriott and we turn it into a big trailer park. It's a little slice of Oklahoma with just blues rock band and big girls with tattoos jiggling by the pool. Like, oh God, it is really a trip here, And but I go to the convention and I look at kids, I see kids that look like me. I go, who's your mom? So it's kind of like Deliverance. We're all dating each other. So anyway, I hated it. I couldn't pay attention. And I thought, who thought of this? Let's get people that took all these drugs and drank so much and they have no attention span, and let's have them sit for an hour and a half and let's read the same shit over and over. Who thought of this? Who thought of this? How could this work? I just couldn't buy into it. So I got loaded, and I didn't get it right away. I didn't get a sponsor the first time, and I just ended up in this little house, Redondo Beach, had a mattress, had a Honcho, my Mexican hairless Chihuahua dog, and I had a ventriloquist doll that I talked to in the dark, and I had a TV that would only get religious TV, and I'd sit in my boxer shorts holding a butcher knife watching religious television. And I was depressed. I had no furniture but a mattress. I turned this nice little place into Skid Row, and I realized I'd blown it, that I had a chance in AA. And I threw myself down on the mattress, and I started to sob because I really had blown it. And I was crying. And then that little dog, Honcho, tried to fuck me. So that was my bottom. I thought the car wreck was bad. So then, I'll tell you what, I know I kid around a lot, but I came to AA this time and I took it really seriously. I got a sponsor, Eric B. He's been my same sponsor for 40 years. The guy, I said, he said, I'll sponsor you if you go to him. He's been 40 years sober. I'm 25. Thank you. He's been my same sponsor for 25. Thank you. Little correct. I'm the only guy who gets heckled, and I said, he's not the real Clancy. Just talk shit, say anything you want. He's deep. I'm never going to get the conventions with the dog story. I'm never going to get sober Club Med, so I might as well have fun, right? I mean, who's going to be a star in AA? You know who does the work in AA? Is the guys you never hear anything about. The guys going on panels, the guys going on Skid Row, the guys reading to guys on the bed in recovery houses. Those are the guys you never hear about. You go to those big conventions, you're just preaching to the converted. It's just a bunch of people that already heard the message. But if I can go to where we go on Wednesday night, Salvation Army, I can make one guy laugh down there. I go, man, that's it. That's golden. I could care less about being a big star in AA. What it's about is carrying the message to the alcoholic who still suffers. That's the juice, and anyone can get that. There's panels, there's meetings every night. If you want to be a speaker in AA, you can go out any night and you could tell your story, just like I am here. You could tell your wonderful story about how, the dog raped you. Every one of you's gonna have a shot up here, and you're gonna throw out a pitch. You know what? And you're gonna fire it up and tear it up because you're gonna light the newcomer up with hope. And just when you throw out a pitch up here, try to hit one for the angels. Try to open up heaven, man. Remember the scene at the end of The Natural where Robert Redford? He's going to hit that pitch. He's got Wonder Boy, the bat, and he's got one chance. And he hits that pitch, man, and there's nothing like it. Someday I'll hit that pitch. Not tonight. But guess what? Someday you'll hit that pitch. Someday you'll get up here and you'll knock that fucker right out of the stadium, man. And you know what? One newcomer's going to hear you because you're crazy. One newcomer's going to go, man, maybe this shit is fun. Maybe this guy is having some fun up here. And that's the best. So I got up And my sponsor said, go to a meeting every day for a year. And I thought, why did I ask this guy? I hate meetings. But I learned. I was raised by wolves, and I learned to go to a meeting every single day. I went every single day. Guess who went with me? Eric, the guy. He saved the CD. Who does this? There's so much love in here with all these crazy, wonderful people in AA. You guys are eccentrics. You're the weirdos, the losers, and loners of the planet. But Tolstoy said he didn't write about happy families because they're all boring. They're all happy in the same way. He goes, I write about the miserable, unhappy families. I write about, the best movies are like Midnight Cowboy, about the weirdos and eccentrics and the losers. Yuppie winners are boring. They're boring. You shot heroin, man. You went up to the dumpster. You have a life. You are my interesting wild bunch, crazy ass family. You know what I mean? I love you guys because you have character. So I was raised in AA, and I learned that there are some interesting people here. And I got excited and I got on fire. I told my sponsor, I said, I'm going to take my bicycle and I'm going to take my bike up to Canada and ride it back here. He says, no, you're not. And so I get my bicycle like Pee Wee Herman. I fly my bike up to Canada, get off on, and I start riding my bike. And it's pouring rain. And I have red, white, and blue, skin-tight, Easy Rider bike shorts. I look like Peter Fonda, man, Easy Rider. I have the mullet, and I start riding my bike because I'm on fire. I'm on sober now. I should be dead, right? I should have died in that crash. There's a guy who stabbed me once. I should have bled to death. Twice I should have died drinking. You should be dead too. So we're playing with the house's money now, right? Isn't this like winning the lotto? I didn't ask to be here. And maybe you didn't ask to be here. But why not make the best of it? Why not make the best of it? And so I went up there and I started riding. I start climbing these hills, and it takes hours to get to the top. And you get to the top, whee! 5 minutes. It's like an AA relationship. It's like the relationship starts off at the dance or the meeting. You sit next to her, and she's all covered with flop sweat under the disco ball. And she's all shining. She's just so in love. You go to Denny's. and then she's pregnant. And then she asks you to go to therapy. If your AA girlfriend asks you to go to therapy, just go to therapy. Because the first date's coffee, second date, therapy. And I love therapy. I dated an AA girl, and she says, let's go to therapy. I go, yeah, I'll go to therapy. And I go to the therapist, and I tell her about the ventriloquist doll and the dog, and she says, please get this guy out of here. And she didn't know the Irish. The Irish, and Freud said this, the Irish are the only race completely immune to psychotherapy. We're immune. We're completely immune. I'm like, bring it, therapy lady. I have God in the steps. So I break up with that girl, and I meet another girl, and she goes, would you go to therapy for me? I go, yes, I love therapy. God is my therapist, right? I go, yeah, I go to therapy. So she's driving me around in Manhattan Beach, and she pulls up I go, wow, this looks familiar. And she pulls me in, we walk in, same therapist. She goes, you don't really get it, Clancy. I go, I'm immune. So anyway, I'm on the bike trip, and it's miserable, and I'm hating it, and I pull into a gas station. There's two guys there that look like the Hanson brothers in Slapshot. And I said, this really sucks here. I hate this. And they look at me, and they got big smiles, and they got really crappy Schwinn varsity bikes that weigh 200 pounds a piece, right? And I have a yuppie Bushiki bike. And I say, what's a trick? And they go, you're the trick. They said, the trick is you have to like the hills. They said, you know why? Because it's all hills. If you don't like the hills, you should give up now. And I thought, wow, I kind of got it. I thought all my life I've been looking for I've been looking just to get loaded all the time. I want everything to be like going downhill on a bicycle. I don't want to do any hard work. So the guys told me that, and I had a spiritual moment on the side of the road. I got up in the pedals, and I went 1,200 miles in 2 weeks. And I had the ride of my life, and I had my sobriety, and then I was just shining like gold. And I'm DJing AA dances. I DJ'd an AA dance right near here, and one in Culver City for Codependents Anonymous. They would dance with little teddy bears. And all by themselves. And, remember Coda? Was anybody here for Coda? It was really creepy. And don't date in Coda. They're real clingy. And I DJ'd CA, and the girls are all real skinny. And here I'm having a ball. I'm DJing, so I'm the guy. I'm riding my bike up the coast. I'm DJing dances. I'm having more fun than anybody should have. Guys wanted to shoot my ass. They're like, Clancy's having too much fun. I'm really, because I got it that I should be dead, that I'm on fire. Then I met this girl, and in the recessive gene pool, and I said, will you go to coffee? And I asked my sponsor about the women, and I was kind of nerdy. I know it's hard to tell now, but I said to my sponsor, I said, there's all these women here, and they're all really cute. And I never met a girl drinking. Like I said, just beat with a pool cue. And he says, don't worry. He says, in AA, one will pick you out from the herd. He said, just try to share that you have a job. So guys, listen. And he said, in AA, women are dominant. They're the alpha wolf, aren't you guys? Yeah. Give me some howling, man. The women are like the werewolf. They're like Top Gun. And he said, one will just grab you by the back of the neck and snap, 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 and throw you down, say, you're my AA boyfriend. Hand me your credit card. It just happened. I have no money and I have teeth marks right here. And it was the worst thing that happened. I did it. We went to Denny's. She got pregnant. And but I can tell you that just a few months ago, I watched my daughter graduate. Brad there came with me. Came all the way out there. That's a stand-up guy. Came out to Redlands, saved me a seat. Thank you so much for doing that. Guys in AA are the best. We'll do anything for you. And I got to see my little progeny from my AA relationship. She's 22 years old, graduate from college because I paid the child support because all the guys said, hey, be a stand-up guy and do the right thing and spend as much time with that little girl as you can. See, people in AA tell me that. It's like reading a spiritual book. You read Dr. Wayne Dwyer or some of these really cool spiritual, the Dalai Lama's book. You read these books, and at the moment you're reading these books, you get that awareness. You're like, oh, if I just live in the moment, if I just live with the spirit of non-attachment to material things, if I just float like that through life and help other people, I'm going to be happy. And in that moment, you're reading that book, and you're so excited about your new life. We forget the second we put that book down. I forget that I'm supposed to live spiritually. But if I come here, you guys go, Clancy, you should be dead. Why don't you spend as much time with that little girl as you can? Because that's what happened to me. I wasn't spending that much time with her, and this guy named Patrick Keelahan, who was dying of cancer, right in our home group, the Monday Night Stag. And I was feeling sorry for myself. I mean, it's up and down here. I'm happier than hell sometimes. I'm miserable, but I just don't drink or use. When I was a young guy in San Diego, I grew up in San Diego, Mission Beach. It's still there, that rickety-ass roller coaster. My big brother would tease me because I was afraid to ride that. He finally forced me to ride that in Mission Beach, and I was scared. I held on so tight that my knuckles were white like this, and I shoved my back against the back of the coaster. That first turn slammed my back in so hard that it jacked my back up. I limped off the roller coaster, but I learned since then the best way to ride it is like this, is to let go, right? Is to let go and let God, because people told me here, just let go, just don't drink and don't use and help other people and work these steps, Clancy, and you'll be all right. And guess what? I bought into it. I bought into the whole package. And it was, because sometimes it's miserable. And Patrick grabbed me and he says, you know what, Clancy, why don't you spend as much time with that little girl as you can? I went home that night and threw my TV set in the garbage. And I said, Megan, we're going to go to swing dance lessons. And she looked at me like, wow, you lost it, Dad. And I said, no, and we went, and that's a recessive gene pool. All the girls are blonde and beautiful, and I was, dance with me, please, please. And they would go, no, we'll spit on you if you're on fire, maybe. But we're not dancing with you. So, and the teacher used my daughter as the good example in swing dance. And he used me as the bad example. He says, Clancy, you really suck. And I would just get flop sweat and turn bright red. He says, you don't get it, do you? And we had to wear little badges that said, you take all the steps to learn to dance. Don't skip any of the steps or you'll never learn to dance. And I got that. I thought, it's like the steps. If I skip any steps, I'm never going to be a good dancer. So I kept going because I came to dance. I didn't come to dance as to meet some girl. I wanted to dance with my daughter. So I kept going to lessons. And finally, after about a year, I said, Megan, you want to go dance at the AA talent show in Manhattan Beach for central office? She said, you kidding me? She's 12 years old and just shines like gold. My daughter is the best. The best thing that ever happened to me was that accidental coffee with that girl. And I thought it was the worst thing. The other worst thing was that head-on collision on a St. Patrick's Day. It got me 25 years of wide-awake life, making all my dreams come true. So just think about that when the worst shit happens to you, that it might turn out to be the best thing. So she goes, yeah, okay. So we go up there, and it's sold out. There's 400 people, and it's packed, wall-to-wall people, standing room only. The guys from the Stag are out jeering me. I got this little outfit on with the suspenders. I look so cute. And you know what? Me and my kid, they turned on that music, and we just tore it up. I'm throwing her in the air, and I was feeling so, unafraid. And I remember all these Irish tough guys. My dad, Seamus Patrick Ohara. I had a stepdad that had fuck and hate tattooed on his finger. My mom married the Cape Fear guy, right? and all these Irish tough guys were trying to toughen me up. When I was little, they said, you're gonna die, you're gonna get your ass kicked, you're not tough enough. And I remember dancing with my little kid. I remember looking up and going, who's tough now? Who's tough now, right? Because I am clean and I'm sober and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid because I live right and I do the right thing by my kid. And I've never had so much fun in my life. I'm obsessed with movies like Groundhog's Day. If you want to see how the same shit happens every day, rent Groundhog's Day. Best movie about working this fourth and fifth step is The Mission with Robert De Niro, where he carries the wreckage of his past up the side of the waterfall, and then the Jesuits cut the rope. That's clearing away the wreckage. And I'm obsessed with movies. I'd go to video archives here at Manhattan Beach as a newcomer. I'd rent stacks of them from this really stinky video clerk named Quentin T. He was not famous then. He was just 19 and I was 29. He was a video store clerk and I was a newcomer in AA with nothing else to do. And we hooked up and go to movies. He'd show me these screenplays. I'd go, yeah, it's great. I mean, everyone has a screenplay, right? Like, yeah, I wish I would have just kissed his ass. I wish I would have been spiritually sound enough to go, God, that was good. But really, I made fun of him. So he hit it big with the Reservoir Dogs, and I was the mobile disc jockey. I got to DJ the party at Video Archives, and I'm having a ball. And I decided to write, and I did a little magazine. It's Clancy's Little Fiction magazine. My publisher's was Kinko's. It looked like this. I would just type on my Macintosh, type horror stories and crime stories and fold them in half and take them to Kinko's. I'll run this off my publisher, take it home, and I'd have to staple it together myself because I can do anything, right? Just like you. We're sober now. What am I sober for? To watch TV? To do nothing? To help other people? To live out all my dreams is what I got sober for. So I take this magazine. It sells a few copies. Some AA people felt sorry for me and bought it. But I get a call from Pasadena College. And the teacher says, you want to speak about your magazine up here in Pasadena? And I said, I think you got the wrong Clancy. She goes, nope. I go, I publish it myself. It's a little paper magazine. She goes, come on up. So I go up to the Pasadena. I'm in over my head all the time. All the time. And for 25 years, I've been in over my head. You're going to get in over your head because I think I can do anything because I'm sober. And there's 400 people there, and the biggest publishers in LA are there, up in the publishers conference. I have a cardboard box full of my homemade magazine. And I remember thinking, well, just give it a pitch. Just give a pitch like they told me to give in AA. Try to wake them up. Try to rock one out there. And so I hold up my magazine. And I remember there's an old Twilight Zone episode called A Pitch for the Angels, where a sidewalk vendor sells stuff off his little cart, and a demon comes down and get his little girl because his little girl's dying. So he has to throw out a pitch to distract the demon till past midnight so it won't get the girl. And I thought about that. I thought, man, I just want to throw out a pitch. And I gave a pitch up there at the college. Everyone in the audience gets up. Something magic like this is going to happen to you. They came down to my side of the table. They ignored all the big publishers in LA. They bought all my magazines. I had about 50, so I had this big stack of $5 bills. I said, hey, look at this. Look. That's what I did with the last child support check, too. I said, here you go. Ah! Here you go, bitch. I don't need money. So I had so much fun. I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can. I felt like somebody's going to bust me. I have felt like that for 25 years. And you know what? I'm just a retired telephone man from Verizon. Fuck Verizon. They're evil. Look at your cell phone bill. That's the devil. That's the devil. But I worked for them for so long. And I just retired. But and right now I'm staying up there in Palos Verdes. And I used to work up there. And El Nino, the storms, I'm a phone man, right? I'm nothing glamorous. I did everything. I became a dancer. I became a writer. I became a disc jockey. I did everything I wanted to do. The best thing that happened is I helped other guys stay sober. But I used to have to go up there in the rain, and I'd go up there in the pouring rain, and the rich people up there in Palos Verdes, I'd knock on the door. Hello, rich people, I'm here to fix your phone. And I start, at 9 o'clock in the rain, I'm saying, please, rich people, can I come back tomorrow? They're like, no, phone man. Get your ass back there and fix my phone. I start begging again. You know, it's pouring rain. Rich people don't wait. So I go put on the gear, the telephone. This is my job. It's not glamorous. I put on the Verizon helmet. I put on the belt. I climb in the back, and it's dark in the backyard at night. And I climb halfway up the pole. I look in there, and they are watching HD 50-inch plasma screen. They all have rock hard abs. They're all dripping pizza off each other's stomachs and eating Domino's pizza off each other's rock hard abs. I know, and they have Blu-ray, and and I'm up on the pole shivering like my honcho, my little dog. I'm shivering in the rain, and I get up to the top of the pole, and I'm all wet, so I'm grounded out, and I take my gloves off and touch the metal, and I'm zapped. I'm like a little wet fucking dog on the pole where they're fixing the rich people's phone. And I'm not grateful. You don't have to be grateful all the time. You want to be miserable, talk to me. It's okay, just don't drink. Let's be really miserable. So I touch it, and my helmet flies off, and I'm pissed. But I had a moment, just like an epiphany. We have epiphanies, spiritual moments that wake us up. And the clouds cleared up in PV at that time. It was just gorgeous. The clouds decided, and I looked up, man, and you know what? I could see everything, and I thought about Patrick Keelan. I thought about dancing with my little girl and publishing my own magazine. I thought about my brother Ramrod, that I'm a living light for that Irish guy, that I'm a clean, sober guy, and that I've had so much fun, and all the guys that I've been able to talk to and help, and my life feels like it means something. I don't have anything. I have everything. I looked up and I thought, well, this is what I have. I have all these stars in the night. Thanks a lot.